Okay, good evening. This evening I will be showing you how to sum on Excel as well as calculate percentage and also position on Excel. But first thing you need to do on Excel, if you want to create your Excel file, when you come to this page, you have what you call cells. Each of these are cells. Every column here, among the columns and rows, these individual boxes are called cells. Now this cell, how they identify it, if you notice, immediately I clicked on it, you see the A highlighted and 1 also highlighted. That means this is cell A1. Likewise here, this is cell B1. If I should come here, B2, here C2, and even if I come as far as this point, this is F12. Now you have to understand how these cells are named one after the other before you can actually do anything on Excel, especially summation and all of those. So first thing you want to do, you might likely be asked to create a heading for your work. Let's just assume this is heading. Come to this point, change your font, just like what you have in Microsoft Word, change it to Times New Roman, font size 14, and you click enter. Now you would want to bolden it, being your heading. The same thing you do here, either you click this or Control B, and you also want to underline, which is Control U. So let's assume the heading of this is requirements. Let's just assume that's the name for this, and then you want to create your table. Now assuming your table needs a serial number, score 1, score 2, total, and the likes, you're going to give all those boxes headings. So what you do here, you type serial first thing, then possibly score 1, and this is score 2, and this is total, and then we likely might have let's say percentage, and then we can have position. Now you highlight all of this. Remember, I want to centralize it to put them in the center since they're headings. You do this and then Control B to make them bold. Now if you notice, unlike Word, this font style is different from this one. So on Excel you have to highlight the entire cells if you want all your cells to be in Times New Roman. So you have to press Control A, which is everything. Then come back here and make it Times New Roman, font size 14. Now you can see it has changed. So everything you do will now be in this format. Now also, if you observe, the box is looking too tight for the items in, like this score 1. It's quite tight, though you can see it, but it's still tight. But look at percentage now, it's all covered. You want to expand. You can do this. To expand this, you will just bring your cursor to this point. You see how the color of the arrow changes when I move it to this edge of E, and then I drag to my required space. Or another thing you could do, you just come to edge and double tap, it expands. So let me Control Z, undo this, and watch again. If I bring it here, instead of dragging, if I want it to go automatic, I just double tap and it adjusts to the required size of whatever is in it. Then in our own case here, you must put A, B, C. Now see, look at C. You notice it changed to this symbol. You just press Ctrl Z and do it again. Now it has remained. You will experience the same thing with E. Same thing. So you change it. by just pressing Ctrl Z to undo, and then you redo it again. Now I forgot to add remarks. There's remarks, you adjust it as well. So you click this point, you centralize it. Let's add G. Now you're going to have serial numbers. Probably you have a distribution of 5, or let's say 6. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or let's leave it at 5. You also highlight all of them and you centralize. Now this is already the skeleton of your table, but there are no border lines, and you want to create a border line. Now you highlight everything you have. Everything. Then you come to this place. See this box here. Now it's showing bottom border. By default, if you click bottom border and you click away, you notice the border line is only highlighting the bottom of your entire distribution. So what you do is you select all again. This little arrow pointing down, click it. You see other options. You see all borders. Once you click all borders, you select it. Now every item has a border. As you can see, every item has a border. Now let's assume for the first person or first series you have a score, let's say 75, 54, 62, 27, and 81. And then maybe for score 2, this person had 30, this person had 41, this person had 37, this one had 49, and this one had 15. Let's assume. Now you want to calculate the total of this. You could simply come here, since you are just summing between two very minimal items. There's no need to use the symbols, the function sum. What you can do here is just simple equals to. Now if you remember from the beginning of the lecture, I said each cell has its own name unique to the alphabet and number, which represent the column and then the rows they fall in. Like this one now, where my equals to sign is in column D, row 5. You understand? So now you want to sum 75 and 30. Now, where does 75 fall under? 75 falls under B5. You could easily say, okay, B5. Now you can see it as highlighted. Plus, you use the plus sign. And then the second one you want to sum is on C5. You click C5. Now, once you click enter, it has summed it for you. Or another way you could do this is you could just press equals to, then you move your cursor to the one you want. Once you click it, which is this B5, you just click it. Now you press, put your plus sign, and then you come and click the second one. And then you press enter. It has solved it for you. Now, instead of doing that repeatedly for all of them, you can just highlight this one. Move your cursor to this edge, this very place you are seeing, this very point you are seeing. Here, you can see. Once you click to this point, you can drag it. Once you drag to the end, it's going to automatically sum for you. Now, this has been summed total for you. Do you understand? Now for the percentage, I don't know what they might give you as your percentage, but if you are going to, okay, let me drop this since this is above 100. Since we are going to assume we are doing a score of 100, for example, for each person over 100. So what you can do to calculate this easily, you already have your total. Okay, what is the total? 97 out of 100%. Out of 100, that is 97%. So your percentage could just be equals to what you have here divided by 100. can see that's giving you a percentage. Okay, now before I did this, I had already adjusted this cell to become percentage. Normally to be on general, the entire of this row will be on general. So this is what it will give you. By the time you drag it, the same way I said the shortcut method, you just drag it, it gives you in this decimal places. But now you want to change it to percentage. You come here, you see this symbol percent. After highlighting all of them, you click percent. It has solved it in percentage for you. Okay, now I think they are going to stop at this point, but for us to play safe, position, if you are asked to now arrange them according to position. Now if you come here, click equals to, then you type the word rank, open bracket. Since this is the first item, this is E5. This is the beginning of all of them for the series. So you click E5, then you put a comma, then this is E5. You select E5 all the way. You are trying to find the rank among all of them. E5 to E9, and then you press enter. Now you've seen this is rank 2, the position the person is having 2. You do the same thing to get for others. You drag, instead of typing them individually, you just drag. Now you can see here you have different ranks. Okay, I would use let me use D instead. Sorry. Oh, I now know why there's an error. I'm happy this actually happened. So we are going to scrap all of this. Now there's something I did not do. Since we are trying to find the rank among each of this one now was calculated based on different cells. We are trying to calculate among all of this which one ranks higher. So highest rather. What you do is you come here, you click equals to rank, you open your brackets. The first thing you want is the first item where you're working with. Then you press comma, and then you select from this point down to the distribution again. Now before you press enter, remember to press the F4 key. F4. Once you press the F4 key, you can see the dollar sign has appeared. That means it has locked it. Once you lock it, you press enter. Now it has given you this position. You now come here, you drag. So it's going to work with everything within this entire percentage. Which one comes first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Now if you look at it, you see the first one is number 3. The second one is this, number 1. The third is number 5. The fourth is number 2, and then the fifth is this. Now you've gotten their positions, but you want to arrange them according to the positions. First person, second position, third position, the same way you have it in school. Now what you do is simple. It's just simple sorting. Already you don't want anything to affect your serial number. There is already, we know it is 1 to 5, whichever way it falls in, but it should be 1 to 5. You bring your cursor to this B, where you have B, hold it down, drag all the way down to the last point, which is 3, where you want to make your adjustment. Once you've dragged it, you move your cursor, and if highlighted, you move your cursor to this place. You see sort and filter. Once you click it, come to custom sort. Click custom sort. Now a dialog box will appear. Now what you do is, first thing you do, remember when we were selecting, we selected from the alphabets here, from B all the way to these 3. But now if you notice, the highlight highlight is showing only the numbers, it's not selecting B and all of that. It's because here in my own box my data has headers, but in your case you might have it unchecked. So that way now it will still want to sort together with this B, C, D, E, and F. So to avoid that, just select, ensure it is ticked, my data has headers, so that it will ignore the B, C, D, E, and F and only rearrange it, the data inside. Now, what are we trying to arrange? We are trying to arrange the position column, this very column. Now, this column falls under F, header F. That's why I selected. You see B, C, D, E, and F. Since it is position we are trying to sort, we are going to sort from first, second, third, fourth to fifth. You select F. Now from here you select from smallest to largest. 1 is the smallest number, irrespective of the score. 1 is the smallest, 2 likewise all the way to 5. Once you've done that, you click OK. Now it has rearranged everything. If you look, first position now is now number 1 on the list. Second position is number 2, irrespective of how it was arranged before. So this is it, guys, for how to sum, how to get a percentage, and how to get your position, your ranking. So that's all for now. I don't know, for the percentage, it's dicey. They could give you